Welcome, everybody, to the Sales Unscripted Podcast, Episode 2 of the Migraine Edition. AMSR. My name is Bryan Neal.
And I'm Margaret Henny.
If you listened to last episode, you're like, what are they talking about? We are both migraine sufferers. It's a callback. We talked about that. And we record 2 episodes in one sitting. And Margaret is still feeling a little bit. She wanted to turn all the lights off in the studio. We can't really do that.
I was like, can we turn all the lights off? He's like, that, no.
We can't. We could. It's just kind of a pain in the butt.
It's okay.
They're all like individually connected.
I don't have my sunglasses today because it's dreary
out.
It
is dreary.
But I would normally put my sunglasses on and look like an idiot. But
you wouldn't look like an idiot with sunglasses. You look kind of cool.
It's fine. Oh,
like you look like if you went to you said you look like you're from San Diego.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I said I look like Carmen San Diego. Remember where in the world was Carmen San Diego?
No.
What?
I'm 54.
Oh my
God. My kids might know that.
Well, it's probably somewhere in between. It was like a video game and a computer game a long time ago.
Actually, now you say that.
Yeah, come on. And she would be somewhere, they give you clues and you'd be like, she's in Rome. Okay.
No.
Okay,
do you remember? Well, let's play this game. That's fun. Now, were you Steve in the big thinking chair with was that Steve? I think it's a millennial thing. I think it's older people than you. So Blue's Clues. So Blue's Clues, this guy Steve would sit.
Yeah.
So Steve then went on to he played in a rock band or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But he used to do this thing, but millennials, Steve was their guy.
Okay,
and Steve just put a TikTok on. He used to look in the camera and he'd go, "Oh, hey, hi, how you doing today?"
Yeah, he wore that striped shirt.
And he would just be quiet and he'd go, "Oh," like that. And the millennials, as they were kids, felt safe with him.
Oh.
And he just put a video out like that. Now he's 45 or 50.
Yeah.
And all these millennials are crying because now they're all grown-ups with a whole bunch of trauma, and they're like, "Thanks for holding us safe, Steve." Asking how I am.
Thanks for asking,
It's
Steve. I'm not good.
Exactly, I'm not good.
I'm hanging on by a thread,
I'm
Steve.
on Xanax and I go to therapy twice a day.
Oh my
but
God,
thanks for
that's
asking.
so
Seriously, isn't that cool?
funny.
It was really cool. So Steve he had a big thinking chair. He just think about the clues. Steve was awesome back in the day.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that kind of missed you. I think that missed you. That was.
I think, yeah. I was either,
Blue's Clues.
I don't know if I was too young or too old. I think I was too old. I think it's actually too old. Because I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah, right.
I'm right up
right
there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, I wanted to ask you about Bora Bora. I know this is a weird topic change, but you just got back. Well, because we were talking about Blue's Clues.
Oh, you talking about how tan I am relative to you?
Yeah. Well, hey.
What? I'm sorry.
I am so pasty now that it's spring.
No, you're very clean. You have very clean skin.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very naturally clean skin.
But you
very
just
glowing.
got back from Bora Bora.
We did.
And it looks amazing.
It's amazing. It's just the greatest. It's my place. I found my place where I'm the most present, relaxed, away.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. The Tahitian culture is like none other. It's a long way to go, but it's worth every.
Where do you fly? Where do you fly?
You fly to the west coast of the U.S.
Okay.
So you go San Fran or L.A. or Seattle, but for us, we go from Midwest to L.A. or San Fran, and then you go from there to Tahiti, kind of the main island of French Polynesia. There's 130,000 people that live there. Yeah. You stay the night there. Then there's a couple of nice hotels. And then the next day you take a little, not puddle jumper, but like a 50-person prop. Oh, yeah, jet prop. Yeah, 50 people on it sort of thing. It's a 30-minute flight to Bora Bora. It's an atoll, so there's it's an old volcano.
What?
So there's a mountain in the middle.
Okay.
And the land is kind of shrunk around the mountain, but there's an atoll. There's a strip of land around, a coral reef around that creates a natural lagoon.
Oh, how amazing.
And so it's like a big lake.
And it just
there's the landmass around where all the hotels are, but there's no road. The landmass is really thin all the way around. So there's no road. So you land at the airport, and then you get on a boat. The boat takes you across the lagoon to your hotel.
Oh my!
And then you have one of those overwater bungalow things.
That's
and then there's
the dream.
And then it's just straight down. You can see everything.
That's
all the wildlife.
dream.
You have sea turtles and manta rays just swimming around your.
Awesome.
And the water's 82 degrees. It doesn't smell at all like the ocean. There's no tide. There's no waves. And it's just still, and the sun sets behind the mountain every night. And so I just put some tunes on, and I hop in the ocean and sit on a life jacket and watch the sunset.
Do you put your legs through the arms?
I don't put them all the way. No, I don't. Just kind of.
I pull that in the lake when I'm at the lake.
That's what I told Steph. I call it the lake, actually.
Totally.
It's like a lake.
Yeah, that's
but it's the
amazing.
ocean, and you're in French Polynesia. It's just gorgeous. And the food, because it's French, all the chefs are from France, so they're fresh. It's just the stupidest good. It's everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I saw a chef buying a tuna from a fisherman on the dock. I'm like, where's he going? He walks out there. This guy pulls like a 6-foot tuna out,
back to the
frozen.
Restaurant.
Yeah. He's like, boom. He walks out. Well, that's why it's so good.
Oh my God.
And the
that
French Polynesian
awesome.
people. There's a guy there who's like a pool boy guy. And he actually owns land that's been in his family for like 6 generations.
Cool.
And I was Googling because it's French.
Yeah.
So there's some land for sale. The land that he owns, he and his wife, he's got a young kid. His name is Ruben. Is worth about $35 million. Okay?
Oh my God.
So me and the other Canadian guy were talking about this. This Canadian guy owns this business too. We're like, you talk to Ruben? He's like, yeah. He goes, I told Ruben he could sell his land for $35 million.
He would never.
Ever. Doesn't even remotely register in his mind to do that.
No.
And he's like, I would never, ever, ever even think about that. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
It's in my family's land.
Yeah.
What would I do? I live in paradise.
I was going to say he's already in paradise.
And, right. There's like, and I have
much
my
more
family.
Up can you go?
It's just such a like hit in the head.
Yeah.
To the Western world sometimes. It's like, oh. Okay.
I love that.
Isn't it awesome?
Good for him.
It's just awesome.
That's so cool.
And he rows an outrigger canoe to work every day.
I mean,
Ruben does.
Just living the dream.
It's just so awesome.
Talk about wealth.
So happy.
Like,
it's absolute wealth.
That
100%.
is like wealth in your life in every sense of the word. You know what I mean?
Every
Like
way.
not money wealth, but like you're just wealthy in your health and your family and the life that you're living. Like that's so cool.
It's fantastic. So the people are nice. The culture's great. The weather's always nice for the most part. They have a little rainy season, but it's just a great place to go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora.
That's so cool.
Highly recommend. There's a ton of French Polynesian islands all over the place, but Bora Bora is kind of a popular.
Is the one you go to? Yeah, awesome.
And we stay at St. Regis, so you get a butler, which is nice too.
Dude, God.
So you press 9.
You give me a hard time. Last time you were like, you probably had a chauffeur to go to high school.
I didn't say chauffeur, I said driver.
Okay. You're over here. You flew first class, didn't you?
Who wouldn't? Who in their right mind would sit in the back on an 8-hour flight? Of course, I flew first class.
Oh my God, you old stink.
Tax deduction. Business trip.
All right, what are we talking about here today?
Okay, so venting exercise.
Okay,
little venting drill. Small little. And there's a couple things I want to I just want to vent a little bit, and I want to get your take on it. I said this might be an age thing from a standpoint of it might be me being an older person. And that happens, and I don't want it to happen. It's happening a little bit. We just get grumpy as an old person. I don't want it to happen. It might be happening. It might be, but it could be very legit.
Yeah, okay. Let's hear it.
So a couple things that I'm starting to see. So we're into the quarter. So we finished the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things I do with all my clients, all the leaders that I coach, so there's about 70 of them, and then all the salespeople, there's an upwards of 400 or 500 of them.
Yeah.
I ask them, how'd you land in the end of the first quarter?
Yeah.
And I try as best they can. It's kind of crazy to even think about. I ask them to give me a number out of 100. So if your goal was 100, and you did 98, you did 98%.
Yeah, great.
If your goal was 1,000 and you did 900, you got 90%.
Yeah,
up to your goal.
Yeah,
a percentage. Great. It's amazing how many people can't come up with a number.
Oh wow, well, really?
Yeah, totally. It should be pretty easy, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so for the most part, I'd say 70% so far. I'm still in the middle of polling the audience. We're at or above their goal for the first quarter where they should be. Pretty good stats, right?
That's great.
Couple slightly behind. Then a pocket of people that missed like major. 5, 8, 10, 20% to go.
Okay, yeah.
Way below.
Okay, that is way below.
Then when we get into some coaching stuff, some of the people that missed come across or approach their sales deals like they got everything covered.
Oh.
Everything's good. Got it all figured out. We're good.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here going, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you're not good.
When you're 20% to goal, you have turned in all of your rights to defend anything you've ever done.
100%.
That's the way I look at it. And am I crazy there? Am I an old man?
No.
Complainy guy?
Are you asking about this thinking it makes you sound old because you're noticing a trend with
am I
people
being
who are
hard
young?
Right, total. Well,
the
yes.
People who aren't making
that's one thing. Yes.
Is a generational thing.
It could be. It's not always. It could be.
Okay.
Because that's a very Gen X thing.
Totally.
Right. That's a very like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, the market's tough. Or there's some headwinds or.
Which, okay, you know what? That may or may not be true. Even if you want to say, hey, that's true, you need to be taking and with gratitude every single thing that someone gives you in
That's
terms
how
of
I look at
coaching
it.
if you're not doing it. Because here's the thing, bud, not only bud and pal.
I can't wait till you become a mom and your kid gets in trouble. Like, hey, bud.
Hey,
that's
look
gonna
here,
be that, right?
bud.
Hey, bud.
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not only do you have the next quarter you're staring down the barrel of, you gotta make up.
Totally. I thank you.
You know, so we're not just starting from zero. We're negative, man.
Right.
So we got some big time makeup to do here.
Huge.
That's rough.
Thank you. Okay. So not out of turn here. And I think, and what I'm not asking people to do is surrender their whole soul, but I am saying, look, you got to get, you got to come clean, man. You got to say, I've got to button my stuff up.
Yeah.
And what I wish would happen is the opposite. I wish someone would have called me 6 weeks ago. This is where I really get wrapped around the axle, as you said earlier, and say, hey, Neil, you're my sales coach. I am stinking it up this quarter.
Got problems.
I need some fresh eyes on this, man.
Yes.
Here's what I got going. Here's what. Tell me what I'm missing. Because I'm coming in after the fact and I'm analyzing these deals, and we're missing some extremely basic stuff.
Yes.
Extremely basic stuff.
Right.
Like that, like some basic economic conversations. Do they have pricing? Yes. Did they react to it? Well, they didn't say anything. I'm like, well, what's the issue or problem costing them? Well, as far as I know, I'm like, not as far as I know.
No.
Did you talk about it? Well, I assume that. I'm like, no, not. Did you talk about it? And I'm getting this defensive, like, well, that I'm like, no, you didn't talk about it. It's basic,
right?
You know.
Yep. I agree.
The counter stuff. So,
let me also. I'm smiling because this made me think of something that. Let me put this in relationship terms for you.
Oh, thank you.
I think when I met Derek, how old was I? I don't know. Maybe I was like 33 or something like that.
You were 33 when you met Derek?
Yeah.
I guess you're only 38.
I'm 39.
39?
Yeah.
When was your birthday?
November 9th. Yeah, I'm going to be 40 this year,
well,
which we'll talk about later. But anyway.
When will we talk about that later?
Oh, my God, at some point, because I'm having
about that?
some
No, you're
light
not.
freak out.
Why?
Literally just yesterday, I wasn't having to freak out, and I went home, and I was like, Derek.
No.
I'm going to be 40.
Stop.
Okay.
No, we are not.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
That'll be it. We'll breathe through that.
Okay, great.
Okay?
We'll breathe through it.
We'll breathe through that. 40s are great. I'm telling you.
It?
Your 40s are awesome.
Oh, God, thank you. Okay, good.
Lots of things settle down for you in your 40s. I'm telling you.
God.
30s is like you're trying to figure shit out. And you're like worried and comparing, like, where I should be here, I should be there. Your 40s, you start to realize, like, you know what? It's just going to work out. You get productive in your 40s.
Oh, good.
I promise you.
Okay, good, because I'm not very productive right now. I'm just kind of
okay.
like...
I know, that's what 30s are, right?
Running around like a crazy person.
Totally, yes.
Okay,
40s,
good.
you kind of settle in.
Thank you for that small
You're welcome.
aside
We'll
therapy
keep
session.
talking about it.
Okay,
No props.
Good.
Okay, so relationship.
So I think I met Derek when I was like 33 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I told one of my friends, I was like, hey, I met this guy. He's really cute. He's really nice. I was like, but he's not really, my type. And she looks at me and she goes, how's your type working out for you, Margaret? And I was like, okay, then.
That's a good friend.
That is
That's a good friend.
You
That's
need those friends to keep you accountable. But you kind of did the same thing, right?
Is that Mariah?
Where... It wasn't Mariah, but Mariah will truth tell. She will be like, listen, girl.
Totally.
She's not holding back.
I love it. I love it.
But, same thing. If you were like telling, somebody in sales, right?
Yes.
Where they're like, ooh, you're giving me all these ideas or suggestions. That's not really my style. That's not really how I do sales. And you're like, well, listen, you're only 5% to goal. So how's that working out for you, bud?
Yes,
so
exactly.
They need to have one of those bud moments.
A bud moment. If anyone ever hears the word bud coming from Margaret's mouth, you're in trouble.
You are not my bud.
You're not my bud.
Yeah.
She's saying you. It's a very polite way.
Hey, pal.
Fucking idiot.
Listen here, pal. That's my nice way of being like, you need to go for yourself.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, Margaret loves the noises.
I do.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
No.
That's a deal.
You're good.
And everyone listening, here's a learning thing for you.
Yeah.
As someone who does like sales coaching work for a living and who gets coached in the NFL world by position coaches. When you are having a bad game, season, month, week, don't wait for your next review 4 games later to call your coach.
Yes.
You call your coach after the bad game.
Yes.
Send the plays in right after the game so you correct them for the next week.
Yeah, good call.
It's really hit me this week. When I'm seeing these results, I'm asking myself, which is what I want everyone to do, what have I done or not done that's caused them to not call me? We've got 911 service in all of our engagements. You can call me anytime. They all got my cell phone number.
Yeah.
And no one's calling. So either like they think I'm full of shit, which I don't think is the case, or they're resistant, or they don't want to be found out, or something's there. You know what I mean? So
gosh, I wonder what that is. I'm sure it's different for everybody.
Well, so here's my next kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here's my next little bitch thing.
Vent fest. Here we go.
Is about practicing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in this practice mode now. So we're gonna hang up here. I've got I've got one practice session today. First time I've been with this client in a practice mode today. Later on today.
Yeah.
So I kind of ease into that because people don't like to practice, and they go, and they say all these things, right? Well, this isn't real. It's not real, you know.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do this differently when I'm in the field. You know, this is not really how I do it. I'm like, okay. People, watch yourself. This is where I get super snarky. I will fucking follow your ass to a sales call, and I will watch you live.
Yes.
And then you'll give me this shit like, well, when you're there, I'm like, no, don't. The only reason that I can, this is where I want your check here.
Yeah.
I thought about this morning in the shower. The only reason I can think that someone doesn't want to be observed or practice is because they're afraid of what the other person's going to see.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't think of another reason.
Yes.
Because when I think of my NFL job,
yes,
it's in front of 8 million people every weekend.
100%.
Everybody sees everything.
Yeah.
And you can't step on that field worried about that.
Right. No.
Mistakes, all of it's there for everybody to see. So there's a level of confidence that has to come with that to say, you can see my mistakes. That's how I get better. That's what pros do.
Right.
And I want to work with sales pros. Well, now, go ahead.
I was just going to, I'm sorry, I'm getting excited about it too,
go.
because you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
We are professionals. Think about yourself the same way that a professional athlete, they're not too good for practice, or at least they shouldn't be, right?
Hope not.
They have practice. They're going to take that seriously. They train, they lift weights, they go to, whatever, all the things that they do to make them really, really good in the game that is what makes them in the off season, right? Whatever freaking analogy you want to use, but you're not too good for it. You are a professional, treat it like that.
Yes. And Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with her.
Everybody is.
She's awesome.
Me too.
She's coming to Indy.
She's coming to Indy. I hope she lives in my neighborhood.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Where all the basketball players live,
Oh, really? Well, I think she's dating someone who's somehow connected to the Pacers.
She is, yeah. That was part of the scheme, I think.
Oh, I love it.
She's dating the coach's son, the men's coach's son.
Oh, is that right?
From Iowa. Yeah.
Oh,
his
okay.
kid.
Okay.
Fran McCaffrey's kid.
Yeah.
Is an operations player ops guy or something like that for the Pacers.
I love it. Indianapolis.
She's awesome.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We'll have Caitlin here. It's fantastic. But have you seen her practice videos?
No,
Shit she does in the offseason? Just Google any Caitlin Clark practice video. TikTok, Instagram. That chick works her ass off. 100 shots, 100 shots, 100 shots, 100 shots, over and over and over. It's a great video of the UConn men's team doing these basic fundamental drills that kids who play, especially here in Indiana.
Oh yeah,
the little drills that we do when we were kids. So
I know exactly.
You spin the ball around your waist.
I remember that through the legs.
And so it's them doing it, and they're undefeated. Are they undefeated? Is UConn undefeated this year?
I don't know if they're undefeated, but they have had a crazy season, and they are terrifying to watch.
Terrifying to watch. Yep. So. And, the little shtick on the thing was, seventh graders saying, these drills are stupid. We don't use these in the game. And here's the UConn men's team doing it, going to the Final Four.
Exactly.
Point is, salespeople, we've got to get over this idea of being observed, watched by someone who's trying to make us better.
Right.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, totally.
I get so bent out of shape with people who are resistant to that or who think they can't. Because here's the other thing. I'm kind of edgy and snarky about this.
Let's hear it.
I did this a long time ago. I'm going to start doing this more. I love LinkedIn. You know this, right?
Right.
So through LinkedIn, it's going to sound on the edge of I feel like I'm being cocky. I'm not trying to be cocky, but I feel like I'm coming off that way.
You're a coach, right? And people want to listen to you.
And I want them to be better. That's where it's coming from, okay? So because I got a whole bunch of LinkedIn connections, I can get to almost anybody if I try hard enough.
Yeah.
So people are like, well, this isn't real. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to surprise them with one of their prospects. I'm going to pop them right on the right. So if one of I'll use co-videos example. You get some big, I'm going to throw, because I know the O'Briens.
Yeah.
Like I'm friends with the O'Brien brothers here in Indy. Personal friends with them. I'll get the O'Brien brothers on. I'm like, there you go. These guys own 4 rooftops. Yeah. Really good ones here in Indy. I'll get Corey Lockhart. Great friend of mine. Owns 2 great stores here in Indy. Here's Corey. Now it's real, dude. Let's go. See what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm like, it's real. This is Corey Lockhart. He owns 2 car dealerships. So I get, and they're so resistant. And I think the only reason I can find for people to be resistant is that they're scared.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't.
Well, and here's like, I don't know if this helps people, but like if you want to have a mindset shift, if you are worried about someone watching you, right, you got to have a certain amount of swagger to be in sales, right?
Truth.
So rather than being like, oh, they're going to like, expose me and I'm doing this or that wrong, be like, I can't wait for Bryan to see me kill this call. He's not going to have anything to say. I want him to say no notes.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Come into the call like that. Like,
what a great.
You could change your mindset and then be excited about it.
Bring me along.
Yeah.
Bring me along. Hey, listen to this. Hey, take a look at this one.
Yeah.
Find something wrong in this one.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of cocky, but I'd much rather someone do that, right? That's swagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that would be like a really great, if you don't like the idea of someone looking at you and thinking that they're going to give you, pick apart, which by the way, it's a good thing if they're doing that. They're making you better.
Yes.
But you can just have a little mindset shift and be like, I'm going to blow Bryan out of the water with this one. I cannot wait. So.
There's a text trail that goes around after every NFL weekend by position, referee position. We have 7 positions on the field. And it's usually a group of 3 or 4 of us. And all we do is send plays to each other.
Yeah.
And say, talk me through this. What do you think about this? Do you think that's a foul? Is it not? What do you think? I passed on this. What you're thinking? Look at where I'm standing. Should I have shifted my view here? We're asking for that. That's the culture because it's a pro culture.
The moral is you're not too good to get better. And
right.
Certainly if you're not at goal, you're not too good to get better.
You're way. Come on.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Told you I was going to be ranty.
I know. I like it. I agree.
Actually, hey, look at Neil today. Right? Sorry. And I was a little loud for your
no, that's
migraine.
okay. That's okay. Sure? I got into it too.
The best thing about this?
What?
It's over.
I know.
You can go shut your eyes.
I'm going to
go
get in the car
right
now and just put my hat down for a second.
So
I can't. I got a busy day. But
you got to take care of yourself.
I know.
You're almost 40.
You're right. Shut up. All right. Bye, guys.
Sorry. See ya. Bye.